So, in late June, I co-main evented in this card. This is the main event. I've heard fantastic things about it. We have interim champion against champion, and this is just something that I missed. I missed the end of this fight. I had mine. I went to the back locker room, didn't get to watch it, and then just heard so many things. People saying, Gabriel, you have to watch this fight. So on the left, we have Joshua Quayhagen. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And then on the right, Rafael Agaev. Both these guys fight at 165 pounds. It's the weight class above me. Both have very good records. Agaev, if you do not already know, the guy on the right with the white pants is considered the GOAT of karate. He's been around for a long time. His record in this organization is 4-0, but apparently he's won everything there is to win. I believe a silver medal in the Olympics, but still very, very good. And I'm just very much looking forward to watching this fight, which apparently is one of the best that has ever happened in karate combat. Nice flying knee from Josh there. One of the things that you're going to note about Agaev is he is substantially shorter than his opponents. It says 5'4". I've been around this dude. He's not 5'4". I would say maybe more like 5'6". But still, big size difference, very stocky individual, very skilled. He fought Raymond Daniels and defeated him, which I was quite surprised at. Nice knee there from Josh. He's using that very, very well to stifle the movement inwards of Agaev. They're just throwing down, and that's what I heard about this fight. Nice right knee again. Agaev must have a tough body because he does not seem bothered by that. There we go. See how Josh at the end there slid his bum down to the ground? You're not considered a downed opponent until your bum touches or your back touches the actual ground. The pit wall is still standing. You can kick your opponent there. Yeah, pretty much do anything. Fairly wild fight at the moment. Both opponents, oh, look at this. Holy smokes, yeah, he's got to turn around faster than that. Keeping his back towards your opponent, super dangerous. Agaev is very good at sweeps, getting his opponent down. And he looks like he's a very hard guy to hit with his stockiness, being shorter and ability to slip. He's hard to tag. Plus, karate practitioners are very good at backwards movement. So if you go on the attack and they can shuffle back just like that, it becomes difficult to land on them. There was not a massive feeling out process early on, but now it looks like they've slowed down just a little bit. Agaev has good ground and pound. He gets a lot done when he's down there. Pretty exciting first round so far. I would say even with the knees from Josh, that is still an Agaev round. And we're skipping right into round number 2 here. Let's see if much can be done from either fighter. Being in the opposite stance, southpaw versus orthodox. When Agaev fought Raymond Daniels, he did a very good job with that kind of movement. Just moving out of the way of those fancy kicks that Raymond is so good at throwing. Nice job from the southpaw there, letting the back limbs go. That's what you should be doing if you're fighting somebody in the opposite stance. Look at that, the big tornado attack. Spinning back fist right into the hook. Nothing landed, but still fun to see. I was actually back stage in the warm-up area with Josh as he was warming up, and he had somebody who was trying to mimic Agayev's tendencies, but it's a hard thing to do. Hard thing to do when you have somebody like that. Looks like there was a little bit of an injury there, maybe to the knee of Agayev. Nice sweep. Josh is definitely getting in there, trying to force the attack. Nice knee. Good defense there from Josh. Just backwards movement, kept his hand up. So, ooh, nice little lead Superman. Tries it again, spinning all over the place. But Agayev, if he can defend from Raymond Daniels doing that, he can do it with anybody. But that right knee from Quay Hagan, that is really right now the one that looks like it's landing best. Nice jab. Stuns him. Agayev is just such a pit bull. He just gets on you so fast. He got stunned with that punch, and then that head kick came up, but oh, another right knee. That's a good punch back from Agayev, holding and loading up. Oh, these guys are just dogfighting now. Standing in the pocket, throwing. I wish my opponent would have been more willing to do something like this instead of forcing takedowns and backing up the whole time. Another big right knee. And he comes into the scissor knee to finish it off. Very, very good fight so far. Action-packed. Right into round number 3. Good body cross. Tries it again, but nice foot sweep. A little shot in there. Just Josh did a good job stifling that. The rule, in case you don't know in karate combat, is no single or double leg takedowns. Oh, good job there, utilizing the pit. He ran off like he was trying to retreat and then switched directions so fast. It's a new element for me, which I've got to get used to. I've got to build some kind of wall on a 45-degree angle so I can practice springing off it. Some good boxing. Like maybe not the highest level hands, but just good exchanges back and forward, which a lot in karate combat, we don't see two guys who are willing to box. I don't think I was just going to say, I don't think you're allowed to do that. You're not supposed to hold, whether it's the belt or the karate pant or the head. You can't hold and hit. You're definitely allowed to hold, but then you have to release before striking. Nice right hook from Agayev there. Another right hook. And then right in here, you're not allowed to strike. Down to the last minute of the 3rd round. I feel like Josh has a little bit of work to do to get back in the fight. That right knee is still working really well for him. The thing with Agayev is you have to always be ready for him to throw back. Even when you land, you've got to be ready so quick for the defense. These guys are just willing to stand very close to each other. The proximity of their distance is just so much closer than we normally see for karate fighters. That was a beautiful little sweep there. Just lovely way to get the grounded opponent. And that finishes off round 3. Just a little stamp for him on the end of that round. Moving into the championship rounds, number 4. A guy of very different than many of the other karate stylists who will bounce constantly. He's just flat-footed, standing in place. He can obviously spring backwards from here, but not a whole lot of movement. Good shot on the attack right away. That was a mistake I made in my fight as well. Knocked my opponent down and didn't rush in to take advantage. In this sport, just like MMA, you have a moment to really exploit the opponent when they fall and try and finish the fight. Something that I have to train as well. I'm used to somebody getting knocked down and then the ref stepping in and giving the count. Just small changes in fight sports make a massive difference. Cannot grab the head and knee at the same time. Again, you can grab the head, release and knee, but not at the same time. Fun head movement there. It's just a hard line to figure out when you're fighting a guy, because if you're too far, he's pretty good at the head movement, maintaining a nice distance, but if you get too close, he's going to get that takedown. He's going to close that gap. Just like that. He didn't miss, and then he went to step in and try and close it for the takedown or force his opponent against the pit wall. You've got to find that perfect distance. It's hard to do. He's very good at evading kicks as well. And his overhand off his back arm is pretty dangerous. It's not the prettiest one I've ever seen, but it is effective. Just like that. He just kind of moves his head off the center line and hucks that arm out. That's just been so many knees that Josh has landed down the middle. And maybe it's why Agaev is slowing up just a little bit now, because all that does make the cardio a little bit more difficult when you have this kind of output, which is going to slow you down, plus those body knees. Maybe they're giving him some dividends now. Another nice knee there. Josh doing a good job stamping this round here. They're both throwing, both landing at head level. Like to see the defense a little bit more on point for both these fighters in the re-chamber of their hands after punching. But wow, exciting round. Here we go into the 5th and final. You have to figure at this point that Agaev is leading on the scorecards, but Quayhagen is probably thinking, you know what, if I can take this round, I have a chance. So I'm interested to see what he does. He's definitely hunting right now. Agaev using more movement than we just saw last round where he was stationary. Agaev maybe recognizing that movement is good. He doesn't have to worry about the pressure, which Quayhagen obviously has to bring if he wants to win this round. They definitely keep their chins very high when they get in those exchanges, which is a little improper, but it seems to be working for them at the moment. Those little moments there where we saw a guy with his back to the pit, those are ones you want to take advantage of. That was a nice left hook that we saw from Josh. Some nice dirty boxing on the inside. Good right hook. Agaev seems very tough, so I sort of got knocked backwards there, but I don't think he was really stunned. Even though his feet might have just looked slightly off balance for a moment. More than halfway through this final round. Quayhagen just with his aggression and everything right now, his pressure, he's winning this round for sure. I don't know why they stood him up. He should have had his 5 seconds there. Even if the opponent turns his back, he should be able to hit them a couple times. Or you stop the fight if he's not defending himself. Not much defense from Agaev in those exchanges. He's willing to take the punch, tough dude. There's that overhand, which is not the prettiest again, but dangerous. There we go. That's what Quayhagen needs to be doing. Take advantage of those moments. 30 seconds left. This tough spot to be. Because you got to get the finish, but you don't want to force it too much. And you don't want to walk into something and get KO'd. Good knee again. Just a battle back and forward. Strong start from Agaev. Good finish from Josh. Good gas tank on both guys to be able to go nonstop this whole fight. And we go to the decision with Agaev taking it. So that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in.